So I just wanted to have a quick little chat because I guess I'm starting, once you start like your whole healing journey, and I've been on this journey for since 2011. That's when I started, 2011, right? I started this journey in search of truth. Anyway, so in the midst of this journey, there have been so many triggers and traumas and things that have come up. One of them being like how often I attract narcissists, and me, like, really, and I want people to understand. I feel like there are, a lot of people can say things like, oh, people throw around the word narcissist too loosely, and it's like, but they also say narcissism is a spectrum. So, there's a spectrum. Like, at the end of the day, you may not be like a full-blown narcissist, but a lot of people do have tons of narcissistic traits and tendencies or whatever. So, yeah, that was something that has come up, and I never really, I'm thinking it's me, and a couple times I've questioned myself, like, am I the narcissist? So it's like I will go out of my way to, make sure I'm communicating effectively, making sure I'm not gaslighting anybody, love bombing anybody, making sure that, if we're ending things, that, I give them as much communication that I can give them, bless you, without being labeled a narcissist myself, because, narcissists will do that whole flippy thing on you. I don't know. But at the end of the day, if I am a narcissist, right, let's just say I am. If I am a narcissist, then I'm at least aware. And, we can work on it. We can go to therapy. We can, like, figure out what the problem is. We can get down to the root of it. So anyway, back to me attracting narcissists from the very beginning. So when I first attracted my first big narcissist, right, he literally took the cake. He came in with the big bang. Nobody else has outdone his narcissist. Like, how much trauma, how much drama he brought into my life for like maybe 2 to 3 years. I wasn't even dating him. We got to, like, I wouldn't date him. I refused to date him for whatever reasons. I just felt like his vibe was off, because I'm very intuitive as well. Also delusional, but that's a whole nother thing. So anyway, never really dated him, but he brought so much he dumped so much on me within a small frame. It just seemed, it was like constant back to back, like on my toes. I felt like I was in hell. Trust me, I felt like my life was freaking almost over. But we got through that, and then after that, it was like, okay, the fear. He also helped me get rid of the fear. So not only did he bring all of the fear to me, I got through the fear with the same person. So it was a lot at once, but we got through it. Anyway, so, as I continued to heal, I realized that my me attracting narcissists, like, started way earlier than him. And I actually think, I'm gonna just go ahead and say it. The guy that I married, I'm actually still married to him till this day. Most people know that. I'm still technically legally married to this guy. He is the father of my daughter, my oldest. Yeah, like, this guy, I've been interacting with him again, here recently. And I'm gonna be honest, like, it took 10 years before I start dealing with him again. Like, you can say never, but I'm telling you, it was kind of unexpected how it happened, but it kind of just happened, So anyway, dealing with him again, it made me, like, realize, like, you were the original. And he really was. He was the person that cheated on me all the time. He cheated with friends. This guy was always doing some shit, and I'm gonna be honest, I brushed that shit off. And I kind of got used to being treated that way. So I guess I could see how I would continue to attract people who were kind of emotionally detached, or who play those sort of games. I can see how I thrive in that chaos. I see now how I thrive in that chaos because of how I feel like he desensitized me from such an early age. He was just like 2 years older than me, but I'm gonna be honest, we met when I was 12, he was 14. So this is like half of my life at this point, literally over half of my life that I've known this guy, that I've interacted with him, that I have, you know, played his games or whatever. So I feel like the only thing he's doing by interacting with me now, because I have moved on, and he's kind of stayed. He's had a couple relationships, but for the most part, he's dealt with his other baby mama like the majority of his life. And so me dealing with him now, it just seems like he's like a baby to me, and it seems like he hasn't grown up at all. It seems like, you know, not only have you not grown up, but it's like you know, like these are his words, I'm ahead of him, I have more than him. And it's like, yeah, because you've held yourself back playing games with, you know, playing games and not growing much mentally or spiritually. So that's just how I view him. I feel like he has not grown. He has not grown. And so even if you are a narcissist, I feel like he just hasn't grown. So I feel like him interacting with me now could, you know, teach him some things. And I don't know if it's like for the best, because I know I play these games, right? I will play the game, just like Taylor Swift says on, what song is that? Is it Bad Decisions or something like? Anyway, like, just like, look, that's me. She was like talking about me so much in that freaking song. But so whatever game that I get a kick out of playing now with Narcissists, I'm not gonna lie, I do kind of get a kick out of playing this game with them, or just playing, like, okay, beating you at your game. I love beating them at their own game. Now, I do not go out and seek these people. I do want a healthy relationship eventually. I do want something that's, you know, but it's like you really don't know, you know, you don't know who's out there, who's really like for real. Because a lot of people, like I said, have these masks on, you know, and I'm gonna be honest, I try to come to people like as an open book. And I know a lot of people say I'm an open book, but like, no, I put all my shit out there on the table. And a lot of people, I think, are afraid by that vulnerability. They're either afraid by it, or they think that's a mask. And I'm just like, look, if that is a mask, me wearing my real face as a mask, then like I've changed the game. You know what I mean? But anyway, so I don't really know about dealing with him right now. I don't know. I know I'm in a space where I need to focus all of my energy on myself. And this is just me venting, I guess, about the situation that just like just came across my mind. And I've thought about it before. I'm not gonna lie, I have thought about it before. But this is just like, it's just, he gives me more and more confirmation each time I speak with him. So what happened recently is, so okay, it's like maybe 10 o'clock. We talk every night at this point. At this point, we've been talking like every night. We've been together, you know, majority of the week, whatever, just doing whatever. Like, he's been around my daughter more, and you know, there's a story behind that as to he hasn't been around for 10 years, but like, he's, you know, I feel like she needs that, so you know, I accept it. But anyway, so yeah, he does this thing where he hangs up and he just says his daughter's name, because he was texting his daughter apparently his other kids are out of school, because they live like in a town that's like, you know, a couple minutes away from ours. But yeah, apparently they're out of school, and she's texting him at 10:30. But he also, you know, tells me things like, oh, because she's only like this age, like 6, her mom still gets on the phone and they'll still talk, right? Which is cool. Like, they just recently got out of a relationship, but it's like, I already know you've been, you know, doing this whole between us thing for fucking years if I would have let you. But honestly, I've been moved on, you know. I'm just saying, like, I know he's always wanted to spin the block with me, and since my daughter's been born, I have not touched him in that way. It ain't been nothing like that, you know. So yeah, anyway, so I already know, you know, you tell me every time, especially when he drinks, and he can't not drink, he has to drink. So especially when he drinks, he'll end up telling me that, oh, he's talked to her, she got on the phone, or, you know, she had the baby on, or the little girl on FaceTime, and then she just hops on the phone, or some shit like that. But I already know how he is, right? I know him, I've been knowing him for years, and like I said, he hasn't grown much. So it's like, not only am I intuitive, like, you know, I'm delusional for some people, but I'm not. Like, I've grown out of my delusions for him. I'm not delusional. So all this stuff about you're not doing A, B, C, and D, I don't believe you. You are doing A, B, C, and D, because that's who you are. That's who you are, and I know you're doing it. I know that you want her stuck on you. He like tries to pin her against me. He always tells me that she hates me. He always tells me she hates me, like she doesn't like me. He doesn't know why she doesn't like me. And I'm like, I'm pretty sure you are trying to turn her against me. I'm pretty sure you're saying things like, oh, you're not her, you don't do things like her. Just like, you know, he says the same thing to me. It doesn't get to me, but he makes it seem like to her it gets to her, and she doesn't like me because of it. Understandable, you know. You got to know when a person is playing a game, and honestly, he can't play me. I don't play those games. I already told him from the beginning, like, I don't play the games that you play. I don't play those games. Like, those games are old to me. Those are high school games, you know. Like, up your games if you're gonna play some shit. Up your games to teach me something new. But anyway, so yeah, like the story is like his baby called him around 10 something, and he just hung up the phone. My issue, sure, she should be in bed, or you know, maybe you've had all day to talk to her, but you don't just hang up the phone. This is the second night in a row just up and like disappearing, right? So I'm presenting to him my issue. My issue is not that your baby called you, and then but of course that's what he's using. Oh, so you're upset that my daughter called me. And like I said, that's a narcissistic move right there, dude. That is a move. Like, stop playing with me. That's not what I said. And then he says, like, you're dragging this whole thing on all because my daughter called me. What? No. I'm upset that you hung up in my face. And not that you hung up in my face, because all you said was her name and click. I thought, like, he had just earlier sent me a screenshot of who he was texting, and he showed me he was texting her, which is cool. But then she calls you and you just hang up? No. First of all, I don't mind if you call her or answer the phone, but you don't just hang up on me. I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't do that for, you know, I'm just saying, for a child, you have to respect somebody that you're trying to be. Oh, I thought I missed an exit. You have to, like, if you're trying to be with someone, right, you have to respect them, and you have to put them in that role. Children do not, you know, like, let's do this under God if you believe in the order, right, a proper order. I believe in hierarchy. So there's a proper order for things. You don't put a child up there. You don't say, like, oh, I'm on the phone with the person I'm trying to be with, but my child called me, click. No, you would do that if I call you. Maybe if you're gonna do that, right? So you just don't hang up. You just don't hang up, right? And all he said, but he told me, you know, later on, he was like, I told you it was her. Okay, so you just hang up the phone at 10:30 at night or whatever, like 10:30, and then I text and I was like, did you just hang up on me? Because like I said, I didn't hear him say, hold on, it's blah blah blah, or hey, I'm gonna call you back, it's blah blah blah. That's not what happened. That I can get jiggy with, right? I can get with that. You didn't do that. You didn't do that. You just said her name and click. So I text. I was like, did you just hang up on me? And 30 minutes go by and he's not responding. And so, you know, I go through my little range of text, like, you know, saying whatever I gotta say. And I was like, you know, about 30 minutes later, when he finally responded, I was like, you know, this is your second. Because at first I was just like, all right, cool. I'm just about to withdraw and go into my bubble, and I'm gonna watch YouTube, because I haven't really had much free time, because, you know, people like that, they are very codependent and they want to get you, you know, stuck on them. So like I said, I know the patterns, and I'm not gonna be like, oh, I can't be coded. No, I'll talk to you, but it's one of those things. I observe, I do not absorb. So I'm not, you know, I'm not gonna say I used to be kind of codependent. Now I try to have a healthy level of, you know, detachment. I feel like it should be healthy to have your own life going on, right? So with him, no, he's not into that yet. He's not there yet. He's still very attached to whoever. I used to tell him back in the day, like, you just hop from relationships. You don't never take a break. You need to be in somebody's face. You need to be around somebody all the time. So anyway, yeah, so, you know, he did that. And I was like, okay, well, I'm just about to go in my bubble, because I haven't really been able to, like, do YouTube. It's like I FaceTime him, like, all the time, or he's FaceTiming me all the time. You know, like, he wants to talk all the time or whatever. And it's like, I don't mind that. Like, but, yeah. So I was like, I'm just going to go in my bubble. I'm just going to take this time, you know, since you hung up, to go in my bubble. I'm going to watch YouTube, and that's what I'm doing. You know, that, to me, that was cool. And then, like I said, he didn't respond. If he would have responded, you know, then I could have been like, and also, oh, I think I said something about not hanging up, you know, whatever, it's not cool, blah, blah, blah. You know, I don't like to, like, pretty much just telling him what I have a problem with. And just leave it at that. I got a problem with you hanging up in my face. Next time, try formulating, that's what I said. Next time, try formulating, like, an actual sentence and letting me know that you have something to do and blah, blah, blah. We can get cool. We can get down with that. That's, to me, that's healthy communication. That is healthy. That's healthy communication. I'm letting you know what bothers me, and, you know, maybe to fix it next time to avoid conflict, right? And that's just that. So, you know, anyway, that was said. And this guy texts back when I say something about this being the second night in a row that he just randomly disappeared for like 30 minutes to an hour at a time. It's like, cool, if you're doing some other stuff, right? You know, like, just own up to it. If you are doing some other stuff, you know, you've already told me, like, oh, you talked to her and she got mad about, you know, seeing like my clothes in the background, something like that. So it's like, I know you're doing something more than just, oh. And then he was all like, she's showing me some stuff on Roblox at 10:30 at night, and you're not texting back for 30 minutes to an hour at a time. No, like, go play with somebody else. But I do have more. I have more to this story, and like how it went down and how I know, like, this is like some narcissistic shit. But we're gonna get into that in a little bit because I just pulled up to the house. So talk to y'all later.